Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2020. It is against our theology to ascribe, in the absence of a real prophet, some sin that we have committed as the cause of this pandemic or any type of disaster. Doesn't stop some rabbis from doing it, but the Talmud clearly says that that is wrong, and it is not within our theology to relate to God in that way. But it is correct, facing any adversity, to look for additional mitzvos to fulfill, to create a schus, a merit that may help to end the harsh decree. And, of course, along with the rest of the world, we have faced plagues and pandemics and disasters throughout our history. There is a passage in the Talmud that is being quoted quite frequently now. It's a passage in the Gemara Baba Kama. The Gemara says, Tanan Rabbanan, Dever Be'ir, when there is a plague in your city, Knas Raglecha, stay inside. Shenamar, and it quotes the pasuk from the narrative of Exodus, Yetzias Mitzrayim, where during the plague of the firstborn, V'atem lo seitzu ish mi pesach beso. Hashem says to the Jewish people, don't go out, stay inside, stay at home. Quarantine. Throughout our history, we respond to crisis with prayer, with introspection, and with other mitzvos that are intended to provide a schus, a merit. In the Ashkenazic world, a strange practice developed and has been performed in various places in response to, for example, bubonic plague, cholera, and the practice is called a black wedding, which I will describe in a moment. The earliest one that we know of took place in 1785, and it took place in the presence of Rev Elimelech of Lezhinsk and the Chose Milublin, two of the greatest Hasidic masters of all time. This week in the New York Times, there was an article about this practice. Now, it contains news accounts of several black weddings that took place in 1918 during the Spanish flu epidemic. There's an account of one in New York. There's an account of one in Philadelphia, an account of one in Winnipeg. I'm sure there were others, but these made the news. The New York Times this week, in recalling that from just over 100 years ago and describing it, gets a few things quite seriously wrong. Okay? But this is what a black wedding is. A black wedding refers to a wedding that takes place in a cemetery. And it's the wedding of a man and a woman, both of whom are very poor. Perhaps because they are orphans, perhaps because of disability, perhaps some combination or some other reason. And the black wedding is a lavish, fancy, beautiful wedding, notwithstanding the setting. The New York black wedding in 1918, there were 2,000 attendees. And the point of this is that all of the expenses of this impoverished couple for their wedding were provided by the community. And everyone who came, and obviously most people who came had no connection to and no personal relationship with this couple, but everyone who came brought gifts to furnish the couple's new home. In other words, Black Wedding was this gigantic act of chesed on the part of the community. And it takes place in a cemetery to symbolically ask the neshamos, the souls of those who are buried there, to take notice of the mitzvos that are being done by this community, and the neshamos, the souls, should come before God and beg God to end this plague. I did not find any sources about what the marrying couple felt being the objects of this act of chesed. Hopefully, they appreciated the expenditures and the gifts, as well as they hopefully appreciated potentially being the vehicle of healing for their community. But this is in line with the famous phrase, Utzdaka tatzil mimavas, charity averts death. And therefore, it provides a schus, a merit that could potentially, possibly, help avert the decree. I also can't tell you if it works, though what could be so bad about giving tzedakah? But I can't really tell you that it works. However, I can tell you this. On November 4th, 1918, there was a front page article in the Evening World newspaper, which was a newspaper in New York City. And in that article, the article starts, November 4th, 1918, in Mount Hebron Cemetery, Miss Rose Schwartz stood beside Abraham Lachterman, and before them stood Rabbi Unger, who performed a wedding ceremony. On that page of the newspaper, just to the left of that article, was another article right beside it, and the headline of the article beside it was Influenza Nearing End. I don't know if that's proof, and I'm not making any claims for it, and I will still say to you that we should engage in extra mitzvos to provide merit, but we still need to wear a mask, and we still need to wash our hands. My friends, have a great, safe, and wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you all soon in person.